going on, Dose of Society? It's your boy Slider Cuts. My name is Mark McIver, also known as Slider Cuts. I am a barber and owner of the business of Slider Cuts, which entails barbering, speaking, coaching, mentoring, and so much more. Some of the things, or one of the things that concerns me the most in today's society, I think would be social media. I find that in front of the camera, everybody is flawless, but behind the camera, in reality, everybody is flawed. And I think it's causing a lot of insecurities, anxiety, depression, and so much more because everybody's seeing this perfect lens, you know, like through the lens, everybody's perfect. And when you're on the outside of that, looking in, you feel like, well, my life isn't perfect. But when the reality is that everybody is flawed, they just don't want to show it on camera. I feel like I have a responsibility to put a real reflection of what's going on. That's why you'll see mistakes in my videos and things like that. You know, you'll hear me correct myself on camera, or I will put out stuff and I know it can be better. You know, I'll critique my own work and be like, that could be better. And sometimes it's pressure because I'm like, oh, I don't really want to put that out because I can see a mistake there. I can see what could be better, but I feel like I have a responsibility to put out a reality of a true reflection of actual real life. The reason why I help young people and the reason why I hire runners is because I just feel like everybody has a responsibility to help someone. And I think so often we point the finger at the government, we point the finger at media, we point the finger at teachers, we point the finger at pastors, we point the finger at, youth leaders, we point the finger at, community leaders, we point the finger at everybody else, but we never look at ourselves. And I feel like if everybody just played a part in trying to help somebody, we would then probably have a much better community. So I just feel like we all are responsible to help somebody. And if you think about it, if every older person went out their way to help one younger person, how much better would the community actually be? So I just feel like, it's my responsibility as well as it's your responsibility and your responsibility and your responsibility and your responsibility just to help. So, that's the reason why I kind of run these schemes. The barbershop definitely is a place of therapy. Slider Cuts is definitely a place of therapy. I found that a barbershop is a place where they feel comfortable to talk about it. The only issue is they haven't been given the opportunity to talk about it. But it's a thing which no one really just wants to come out and say, do you know what, I'm depressed. Or, I'm suffering from crazy anxiety. I'm so paranoid right now. All these things there, people don't really just kind of want to come out of it, but they want to talk about it. And there are comfortable places where they'd be willing to talk about it if those environments gave them the opportunity to talk about it. Growing up, I've always heard women say that, or girls say they're depressed, to be honest. It's never seemed to be a thing where they've been embarrassed to say they're depressed. But with men, it's been a thing, and that's why I say it crosses over black, white, Asian, whatever. I don't think, men feel comfortable saying I'm depressed because it feels like it's a sign of weakness. And I'm a man myself, so I can understand that way. It feels like I don't really want to say I'm really down right now because it feels like as a man I should be macho, I should be, be able to handle it. Men sort things out, men handle things, men just get through it. That's kind of like the thing which we've been fed and been told. So, it's who really wants to come out and say the opposite? But that's the reason why I feel like when I've got into the platform I've got now and the position I'm in now, I feel a responsibility to talk the truth. People in positions of authority, positions of influence. If you're in a position where you're struggling and things are hard, I would encourage people in your position to just talk the truth and just say, actually, it's a struggle. Like I put out a video about a month and a half ago, which is called The Struggle is Real. Because I'm just talking about in building the business, which I built, the struggles around it. And the whole aim was not to, start a GoFundMe page for people to fund me, but the whole aim was just to tell people that, look, I'm going through it right now, but I trust the end will be well. But I just want you guys to know the struggle while I'm going through it, because so many people are in this position. And when I just found that when people got through it is when people talked about the struggle. And I just kind of thought, I don't want to be one of those people who look back and say, you guys don't understand. I went through it as well. I lost this much money. I lost this, my family took a hit. When you were successful, I thought, why doesn't anybody talk about it while they're going through it? We heard about the success stories and the struggles afterwards. So I want to be one of those people who actually talked about it while I was going through it, just so people could be like, you know, well, while I'm on the journey, you can see it. Like, join me on my journey, you know, to wherever Slider Cuts for Mark McIver gets to. When it's all said and done, how do I want to be remembered? It'd be nice to be remembered in a good light, you know, in people talking, saying good things, you know, like recently, Cadet, a rapper, passed away, and I didn't personally know him. I've never actually had any interactions with him. Even though I didn't know him, it hit me. And the reason why it hit me is because I felt like I knew him. But the reason why I felt like I knew him is because he put out authentic material. Like the thing about his dad. And you know what's funny about that story about his dad? You know why it hit me? Because I remember, my dad wasn't around growing up, right? And me and my brother, I remember when there were times when, like, my dad and mum broke up about when I was 3 years old, stuff like that. And I remember there were times when my mum was like, yeah, your dad's coming to visit you guys. And maybe I was like 6, 7 years old, stuff like this. And me and my brother, Peter, you know, me and my brother would be at the window, looking at the window. And because my dad lived in Nigeria, and we'd look in the sky at night and we'd be like, he's on that plane. You know, or we'd see another plane, goes, I bet he's on that plane. You know, I bet he's on that plane. I bet he's on that aeroplane. And the next day would come and he wasn't there. And this happened so often. And I remember being so often, it's kind of like we were so excited as kids that our dads was coming to see us. And we'd be looking out the window, looking at the plane, he's on that, he must be on that plane. And he wouldn't come for whatever reason. I don't actually know why. And hearing his story about, you know, his dad coming to his birthday and his dad not showing up, it was authentic. It was a real story. And then the other story about closure, like, he sold himself and the realness. He didn't put out this kind of like picture of I'm perfect and nothing happens to me and I got this locked. It's just, you know, he didn't put out that image. He put out a real image of who he was, right? So I felt like I knew him. So when he passed away, it hit me because like it hit me to the point I couldn't even really put out. It's weird because it's not someone I actually know, but I couldn't. That day, I remember when I found out that day, I didn't really put any Insta stories. And it literally was because of that. And then all the stories started pouring in from everybody, every interaction he had with people, and everyone just had good things to say about him. But when I pass away, which is gonna come for everybody, I would want people to feel like they were connected to me, one. I don't want people to feel like I was this person that was unattainable, like, you know, they couldn't reach. I'd want people to feel inspired by the things which I had done. I'd want people more so to be inspired to help other people be great. So strive for greatness, yes, but also strive to bring other people to be great. You've been in the cut with Slider Cuts. Although you haven't been in the cut, you've been in the conversation.